Okay, we are at the Big Meadows Lodge at the Big Meadows Campground and getting ready to go inside, take a look. Kind of a cloudy, partly sunny day, beautiful drive along the Skyline Drive, so let's go inside, have a look. We got some cabins that you can also rent down here. Really nice. Registration. Another coffee spot. Okay. Totally love these coffee spots. Got the tap room and the dining room. Oh, here's a nice friendly bear. Let's check it out. See what our views are here. Oh, beautiful spots to sit. Some views of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Nice fireplaces. Let's step outside onto the deck. There's our view today, folks. That is some amazing scenery. I understand from the charts that we're at near peak here. Lovely, lovely views. We stayed a night in an overlook, actually. Stony Man overview, and had an excellent time boondocking and then drove away. Taking a short walk up to the Black Rock, and this is our view. Wow. An October morning in the Shenandoah National Park. It's about 9:30 in the morning.
40 degrees Fahrenheit.
40 degrees. Got down to about 29 last night. Forgot to mention an important point here. There are 3 ridges we're looking at. If you look off in the far distance, you've got the Allegheny Ridge, which goes all the way up into Pennsylvania. And then this is a local ridge right here in the middle that we're looking at called the Massanutten Ridge. It's a big ski area in the area. And you see this notch right in the middle. That's how you come over that ridge to get up here to the Blue Ridge. So you got 3 ridges, the Allegheny and then the Massanutten, which we're looking at. Come through that notch right there and then back down through Luray and then back up here on the Blue Ridge to the Shenandoah National Park. So that might be of interest to you. Now that will actually work.
Taking a hike on the dark Hollow trail near Big Meadows. It's going to some falls, and we're following a creek. You can hear that. Nice, beautiful morning.
What an awesome sunny day to be on this trail. We're at the falls soon. That's going to be fun. Come on and join us.
Video. This is called Bacon Hollow. Heading south. It's just an overlook.
Okay, so here we are at Brown Mountain Overlook, just north of Loft Mountain Campground. And I got a great story on this one. About 15 years ago, I was hiking back in this area, and this is the place where I came out. Just remember this spot, all right? And here's the trailhead marker. So I'm gonna get up here on the nice rock wall and tell my story just a little bit. Guess I can walk backwards here. Am I doing okay with that?
Yeah, making me nervous.
So I'll walk this way. So you can see it's another beautiful October day. And here's our RV here, all parked at the overlook. And it's a great story to tell because I did something kind of foolish. I went hiking by myself. Out there in these craggy knolls. Out here, in fact, there's the place where I was in those craggy areas. That's called Craggy Knob or something like that. You can see, yeah, there you go. You can see the craggy areas. That's where I was lost. So the story is, I set out. It was one overnight. All I had was one of those flip phones. And I didn't know that my battery was weak on that. So anyway, I go out and I'm hiking and I'm on the trail and I have a map and everything. And I go up the mountain and I got on the wrong trail. So it was getting dark and my phone service, I was texting my wife saying, hey, I'm here and a little lost, but I think it'll be okay. I'll just put my sleeping bag down here on the trail and sleep on the trail. So I had cooked a little supper, and I was lying down. I heard this huge crash out in the woods. I thought, oh my gosh, it's a bear. You know, your mind just goes crazy out in the night. So I don't know what it was. Could have been anything.
Could have been a bear.
Could have been a bear. Could have been a deer. So part 2 of this story, getting up the next morning, and have a little bit of something. I think I made a fire and made some coffee, and I always bring evaporated milk, you know, for coffee. I love that. And so I was hiking, and so I was coming up the trail, and it had gotten into the afternoon, and man, I was so lost, and I was so tired, and I was going straight up, and I was up on those craggy knobs that I showed you a minute ago, and it was hot. It was July, and I was really suffering. And I was hiking along and going up the trail, and I thought, you know, if I just go this way, surely I'll run into Skyline Drive, you know. But and then I heard a helicopter overhead, and I thought, hey, do they like rescue helicopter? Do they do that? I was getting to this point. It was nuts. I was feeling dehydrated. I had my shirt off, I had my backpack on, and I would stop like every 10 feet and just throw my backpack down on the ground and go, I gotta take a break, and I just throw myself onto the backpack and just be wiped out and just super tired. As steam was just rising off of my body, and I was so hot. You know, I was obviously getting super hydrated. So I thought, hey, I still have evaporated milk. So I'm actually drinking evaporated milk. I had run out of water, and I was drinking evaporated milk and going, wow, this stuff tastes so great. I mean, who drinks
your can? A
can of evaporated milk? It was nuts. So finally, I get up there, and about every 10 feet, I'm throwing my pack down. I'm throwing myself on the pack and resting, you know, and then I'm getting back up and going for a few feet and then back again. And finally, I heard a car. I went, that's Skyline Drive. And I looked up, and I didn't see anything, and I went a few more feet, and I saw a car pass. And I was really close right there at that trailhead where I had showed you earlier of these cars coming by. I said, I'm saved, I'm saved, I'm saved. It was just hilarious. So now I can look back on it and laugh. It's okay, no problem. Woo! What a story. Don't go hiking by yourself. Bring plenty of water.
Or bring a map, or bring a GPS,
Right.
or something. I knew you were fine, even though I hadn't heard from you in 2 days.
Right, exactly. So finally got down and got some water down at Loft Mountain, and that was nice. You never appreciate these things until you don't have it. So there's my story. So here we are at Loft Mountain wayside. The lunch counter is closed. That's just too bad that things are shut down. And it's a very small gift shop. Lots of people are in. Beautiful, beautiful day here. So I'm gonna walk on out. Nice little place to take a quick break on a beautiful October day in the Shenandoah National Park. Just wanted to point out way off in the distance these unusual mountain formations over at the Alleghenies on this lovely October day in Shenandoah National Park. So we're getting ready to leave Shenandoah National Park. Thought we'd get one more shot here of the drive as we get ready to go out. Here we are at McCormick Gap Overlook, elevation 2,455 feet. What a lovely day, but very crowded here on a Sunday. And I don't blame all these people for taking advantage of this beautiful day, getting out here. Should I tell my story?
Sure.
Because last night we got our first knock on the door. We were parked at an overlook, and it was a park ranger. It was 8 o'clock this morning. So we get this knock on the door, and he says, "Sir, it's illegal to park in overlooks." And we said, "Oh my goodness." We asked at a reception desk. It wasn't the Park Service, so you got to ask information from the National Park Service, and they said no, it's illegal to do that. And we were shocked, and of course we got a ticket, and now we've learned our lesson. It's too bad because we weren't hurting anybody. There was lots of room. There was nobody there.
Actually, there were 3 other cars parked there overnight who did not get tickets, and it seems like you are allowed to park there overnight, but you're not allowed to sleep there overnight.
I think that's what they're saying.
Yeah, so the other cars apparently had hiked in and slept somewhere in the woods on a 32-degree night.
I've done that before.
I have too.
Primitive camping, hiking, backpacking. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know, that must be the distinction, because the lady who told us that we were allowed to park there overnight, you know, she did use the word park, but you're in your RV, so yeah, you're going to sleep in it.
And she did use the word overnight.
Yes, she did. So there must be some technicality, and we just aren't going to risk it again, but we've done it 2 nights, and
It was great.
It was great. Real bummer about the ticket, but that's life.
And, you know, we do need to follow the rules for the National Park Service. So next time I'll go to a ranger office and ask all those questions. There was nothing printed in any of the material to that effect. So we really thought, on the advice of the lady at a receptionist, that we were doing the right thing.
And she had called a ranger. She didn't just make this up. She had talked to a ranger. But again, I think it's a technicality, sleep versus park. And there are no signs saying do not park overnight.
Yeah, and I had read in the National Forest that you can park overnight, but if it's prohibited, don't do that. Of course, we didn't see any sign here in the National Park. They have separate rules.
Right.
But we need more information, that's for sure.
Yes.
So yeah, what a great day anyway. I mean, nothing can spoil this day
Right.
in this place. I've really enjoyed reconnecting with the Shenandoah National Park. We lived here about 15 years ago, and we would often come up here.
Yes.
And you know, I just want to say another word about the lifetime pass for seniors. We've been in and out of 3 different parks, so we've already paid for that, doing that. So this has been well worth it, and it's nice to no hassle. They see that pass, they don't even ask your ID, and I think they're supposed to. So we've been very, very fortunate to use that pass, and looking forward to using the passes with national parks all the way to Alaska. Woo! I'm excited about that. Okay, it looks like we're coming up to the final gate here.
Yeah.
And I'm not going 20 miles an hour. It's really hard to do that, but I'm going to try to get this on film here.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to leave here in just a minute or two. We're at the Rockfish Gap section of the Skyline Drive, and from here on it stops being called Skyline Drive and starts being called the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Right.
And there's about 400 miles total from the north up there at Front Royal in Virginia on Skyline Drive all the way down to the south to Cherokee in the Great Smoky Mountains on the Blue Ridge Park. So here we are.
And I want to say you can visit the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is identical really, for free. because it's not a national park.
True.
But when you're on Skyline Drive, you're in a national park, the Shenandoah, so you do have an entrance fee.
So here we go, the National Park Service sign. I love that sign, and the American flag. And it's about a 105-mile drive from the north all the way down to the south, right here at Rockfish Gap.
Not too many cars waiting to get in.
No, nothing like yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday it was probably 3 miles of cars.
Right, exactly.
It was unbelievable.
I wanted to say a quick word about the Rockfish Gap area. This is the place where the legendary Waltons lived. Here we are leaving Shenandoah National Park, Skyline Drive. Isn't it nice?
Yes, it is.
And the Waltons' true story was in this area, in a place called Schuyler, not too far from here. So Walton's Mountain and all that stuff. It was a
Popular TV show.
Yes. So you might come down here and visit sometime. The closest town to us here in Virginia now is Waynesboro. We're going to pull over here and take a break, see if I can get some gas, and we're done.